Everybody, welcome to the Larry Young Show.
Oh, Grandpa Walker. In the rocking chair.
Oh, there he is.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, wait, is he in a rocking chair?
No, I'm on the couch.
He's not in a rocking chair. What kind of grandpa are you?
I'm the kind who
All right.
just tired. Yep. What?
All right, here we are for Dorkart. I don't know why he seems to be bouncing in from the moon or something. He's just coming in from upstairs, but you've got Mark Espinoza, Steve Ukraine, Walker Young, and me, your host, Mr. Rourke. And to Fantasy Island. I got my cool Firefly stuff on today for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh. I went
Anyway.
with the conductor.
Ready for San Diego, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like we were just talking about it. It's less than a week. What is it?
Hold on, let's do the
2
math.
weeks.
What do we consider the first night? Wednesday?
Yeah, you got to figure preview night, even though things happen.
13 days? Is it 13 days?
Awesome.
That sounds right.
This is like that time of year for me. I'm in LA on Saturday to Wednesday. I come back. I fly out a week later for San Diego. I come back. I fly out 4 days later for Detroit.
That's actually awesome.
Send him to Detroit.
Oh my God! Is there anyone who gets that joke anymore? Walker doesn't. He has not seen. That's a reference to Kentucky Fried Movie.
Wait, I have not seen.
Movie.
Wait, you haven't seen that? Isn't it take him to Detroit? Is that what you said, or send him to Detroit?
Send him to. Oh, it could be take him to Detroit. I thought it was send him.
You were saying it in the perfect voice, so I knew exactly. I knew what you meant. But Walker, that's actually where Astronauts in Trouble comes from, as a title. Really? Yeah, because there's a skit in there called Catholic High School Girls in Trouble.
Yeah.
So there it is. It's never been told since 1998. That's where that comes from. All the astronauts are pregnant. That was my thing.
You know, I had my suspicions. They weren't drinking.
Right.
That's a classic.
People are always confusing me for my high school daughter Dale.
That's a classic, though, Walker. If you haven't seen that, that's a really, really good one. That's high on the list.
Add it.
I don't.
Yeah. Speaking of astronauts in trouble, I feel like Walker is on the
an astronaut in trouble. Maybe he. Yeah.
That's why. Hey, dude, I don't know what you're tapping in with your iPad or something, but it's not.
Yeah. Am I? Yeah. Should I try something else?
If you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
You got to get the what's it called? The Starlink Mini that got announced today.
The what now?
Starlink Mini.
Starlink Mini. Let's see.
Starlink is the Musk-backed internet that uses satellite.
Oh,
which is pretty amazing. I know someone who has it, and now he just launched the Mini, which essentially is a portable internet Wi-Fi router, and it's like $600. You pay $50 a month, but essentially you're taking a 200 MPS, probably even better, Wi-Fi router with you out in the world. So like a bunch of people could like log into your thing, and anyway.
Angry girlfriend variant.
I'm just looking forward to
bored Larry variant.
Looking forward to this show. No, I wasn't bored. It's just so much weird crap is going on now. Like Mark wants to talk about the ACOLYTE, and Walker and I haven't seen the latest one because
that was me. That was me. But Mark, did you watch it yet?
I did.
So you're the only one who watched it.
Yeah. There he is.
I'm here.
Is that a little better?
Oh yeah, that sounds better.
It does sound better.
Okay.
Anyway, we're all gonna.
Larry, have you read any of the Star Wars novels that take place like before New Hope, after, middle, during?
You mean like all the EU stuff? You mean?
Yeah.
Way back in the day, I read the Han Solo ones.
Okay.
And then I read the 3 Lando ones. I read the Thomas J. Anderson, the first one that introduced Thrawn and all that stuff.
Okay.
I read up to where Luke and Mara Jade have Jason and Jamie or whatever. They have these 2 white bread suburban names for Jedi Force users. And that's when I was like, hey, I can afford a better glass of wine now and a classier kind of girl. I'm just going to go do that and leave this nonsense to the kids. And I sort of checked out.
Okay.
That's why when they were like, oh, hey, like the last one we saw, he says his like the cool Darth Vader guy, whatever his name is, his character name. He's talking about his helmet and how it's made out of the stuff that, Professor X's Cerebro is made out of. And I totally caught that. Even a guy who hadn't read one of those fucking paperbacks for 40 years. It's like Cathoris or something. It has a really distinctive name, like the Kyber crystals.
Yeah.
When they were like, oh, yeah, we use Kyber crystals, but we spell it differently because, they spelled it the same way as they spelled the Kyber Pass on Earth, which is a real thing. So we're going to just take the H out and go, ooh, look, it's Kyber crystals all along. They sort of did that with this. It's like a Beskar kind of material that repels lightsabers. And it also has the benefit of stopping Force users from doing your Jedi mind tricks, right?
Yeah.
It's not really mind control, but it's the suggestion thing. It's like Magneto's helmet, right?
Yeah.
But it's called something, and it's from the mining planet, from something from one of the early, from one
Cordosis
of the
or something like that, right?
Yeah, that one. And even I recognize that because it was kind of cool back in the day, right? Anyway,
yeah,
that's the kind of stuff I'm picking up on. Did they do something even cooler that I missed?
No, they do refer to metachlorians as M count. Their M count is through the roof.
Yeah, my disbelief count is just fine as well.
Yeah. There was a cool scene when he's fighting all the Jedi and he kind of like headbutts one of the guys who's like about to hit him with the lightsaber and just kind of like repels back. I was like, that's badass.
And he's what, he's just a Sith or just a badass? Is he fight with lightsabers? I haven't watched any of it. I'm waiting for it to be done. So
he's the first red lightsaber, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Well, it's the first one these people have ever seen.
Yeah, okay.
Like there are certain there's a sect within the Jedi that knows of Sith, but it's like this legend they have.
Yeah.
Right. And so a guy has shown up with a red lightsaber and they're all like, uh-oh, it's the end times.
Yeah.
Also, that guy really needs a haircut and conditioner. So you're going to be a bag. It's kind of interesting. Up until now, I kind of want to see the one we haven't seen, Walker.
Yeah.
Because you imagine, I'm with Sagasag. First Night of Ren. Let's do that and tie it all up.
Yeah.
Well, there's one more episode, right? There's one more episode after this. Is that the last?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Okay.
There are 8 episodes. I looked it up, and we're on episode 7.
Okay, so this one was 7, and then we get one more, probably just to kind of close it all out, and then I'll watch everything. So that'll be well. Actually, I'll read the insanity that goes online after every episode, which is kind of hysterical. And then I'll watch it and make my own opinion.
Yeah, I enjoy it because I do like watching the Jedis get knocked down a peg.
I love how Jedi have never. They're all supposed to be these badasses and like, oh, that's all that's left of your old religion, and like you've never seen a good one. They're all kind of dipshits.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, right? Like, with the exception of like, do any of them really ever have like a super insane like badass fight? No, right?
Well, it's not more like about the fighting. It's just that they always have their alignments or philosophies just always a little off or wrong, to the point that they always end up making a big mistake that costs everyone's lives.
That's what I'm with Mark. It's like every time they make a big deal of saying, "Oh, Luke Skywalker is kind of the bad guy." Like every time he makes the wrong decision, it's like, no. At every point, the good guys always make the wrong decision. That's how the fairy tale narrative goes forward, right?
Yeah,
that's why.
But everybody acts all surprised.
What was that, Walker?
I said that's why we have 9 movies.
Yeah. Some would say we have 3 too many.
Yeah.
Or 8 too many. But then again,
I liked Empire.
Oh, Empire is great, but you could end it after the first one. If there's never another movie after Star Wars, you watch Star Wars forever.
Yeah.
Because good is dumb. I agree.
Or naive. Is it dumb or naive?
I don't know.
I was thinking about that for Walker's folks, that there's so much content that they will never watch Star Wars over and over, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, no, when's the next one? Like,
Yeah,
look what happened to Costner's Horizon. They even marketed, like, no, part 2 is coming in like 6 weeks. And everybody's like, who cares? That's
yeah. I believe some actually theaters had an end crawl that said, like an end thing that said, August 16th is Horizon Part 2. And now they're announcing the same studio is now announcing, we're going to hold off on it a little bit longer and we'll put it out, but we're not putting it out in August. Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear that it got delayed?
Yeah, and also the other 2 versions of it. The whole thing is just nonsense.
I was saying how cool that was, that it was coming out 2 months later.
We talked about that too. We talked about that 2
weeks
ago here.
And they don't
understand. Here's what happens, and here's what happens in studios now, and this is why no studio, with the exception of Marvel, has the one person that says what they're doing. And that is always the problem. And every studio is trying to find that. We've talked about this with Kevin Feige. He decides what makes sense, what's connected, what comes out, what doesn't. He's the final say. There's not that person, of course, for a movie that like Kevin Costner made. There's no one there that's doing that for that. James Gunn is going to try to do that from a DC standpoint, but he's not there yet. Filoni and Favreau do it for Star Wars, but they're not establishing themselves. They're just happy, like, creating a huge breadth of stuff right now, which is why, like, they don't care that the average fan is like up in arms that like the Acolyte is like messing with the original IP, because they're like, we don't care because we just want more Star Wars out there right now, which is what Marvel was doing, which was like Marvel was like, let's saturate, get more out there, include more people in what we consider our general audience. And then if we want to tell a specific story, well, then we'll focus. But for now, it's still expand the fan base by expanding into more IPs and to more original things. That's what they will do. Just my thought. I don't know if Larry agrees.
I do. I totally do. I just think it's funny because you brought up Johnny Favs and Filoni. They still have to answer to Kathleen Kennedy creatively, which is kind of a drag. Like Feige has to answer to his corporate masters, of course, but there's really nobody creatively above him, right? And he's super cool about it because he hires folks to be creative, right? So yeah, he's the end of it, but man, there's stuff that you can tell they're getting away with. And he's like, well, let's see if that works, instead of like, well, this isn't anything I would do. But that's a really cool way to run the railroad,
But that is through trust, right? Like like with any creative, like you're gonna kind of see how much you can get away with, and then if you get away with it and it succeeds, that's you get to do that a little more of that, which yeah, like. I think that's what like Zack Snyder was hoping with like what Rebel Moon would do for him give him like. But I just don't think, to your point, Zack Snyder is another one who grew up like us, where you'd watch Star Wars 1,000 times. Now the people nowadays are like, oh, I watched it, and now I'm going to watch something else, and then I'm going to watch something else, and I'm going to watch something else, because the availability and the breadth of what's available is just so much. So if they want to, they're just going to find something else. It's unlikely that someone's going to like watch Big Trouble in Little China 1,000 times. They should, but
they should, yeah.
Walker, you could totally speak to this. I noticed you guys don't really throw movie references at each other that you remember, but like everybody throws memes and TikToks at each other, you know? So it's like they get the references without having to remember what it's from, you know? It's like, oh, I'll just have that in my collection of funny memes.
That's also that's also a thing where it's like you could have like 1,000 different videos basically with the same joke, just kind of done in a slightly different way. So then you get that, you could say that water cooler talk where it's like, oh, I heard the exact same thing, but they were doing this in the video, or it was this, or they changed these words slightly, and I thought it made it a little funnier, which I like. I don't know. I think that's cool. Also, I like Tron, so.
I like zombies.
What is that, a Cliff Bar? Come on.
Kind.
No, wait, no.
Kind Bar?
Kind Bar. Oh.
Not my fiber bar.
Yeah. Oats.
Good, isn't it?
I just learned last week that oat milk is essentially like the way I'm not even gonna go there. That's a San Diego hotel room conversation. I won't even tell you.
Is it poop related?
It's not really good for you. Oat milk.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sure most people know that, but
there are no udders to milk on the oats, so I can't imagine it's good for you.
Yeah, how do you get your fingers in there, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Greg.
like,
the chemical composition of it is essentially it's just sugar. And when your body drinks the oat milk, it essentially turns it into like glucose. And that's why anyone who drinks coffee with oat milk, they're like, this is way better than milk. Of course it is, because it turns into sugar as you're drinking it.
Sugar.
Yeah. Anyway, I shared with you guys also in the channel, I don't know, Walker, if you saw this, but they were sending a bunch of press VHS copies of the Alien Romulus.
Oh, really?
Announcing that Hall H, they're going to be at Hall H. But how they announced it was they sent everyone a VHS tape of like a clip.
Like an
I shared the
VHS
clip.
view, like watchable tape. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I read an article about I think I posted. Did I share that with you guys?
Kind of.
What do you mean? The clip?
The clip.
Yeah.
But then there was I don't think I shared the second part. So the director said, the only way I'm doing this, the only way I'm sharing a clip is if I send it out on VHS.
Okay.
So this director, I the more and more I hear about him, I love him more and more each time he talks. Like
who is he? What's his name?
But Fadi Al, I will not pronounce it correctly.
What else has he done? Do you know? Let's see.
Well, look at it. Yeah, isn't he Evil Dead?
Oh,
he's from Uruguay. That's all. He's Evil Dead. That's the only one I remember off the top of my head.
Oh,
actually,
Don't Breathe. That's right. He
did the fourth Elizabeth Salander, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie with I forget the actress. A pretty good movie.
All right.
Did that just over everyone's head?
I'm just listening to Larry chewing into the mic.
Yeah. That was not me. That was not me crackling.
It's Walker typing.
Oh.
Or no, he's glitching again.
Larry froze.
His trip back to Mars is
not me. I was waiting for somebody to blame me.
Thank you.
Oh,
we lost Walker.
See, it's not me. No, I still got stuff in my teeth.
Anyway, so
Timmy said your hat's epic, man.
Yes,
which is true. Also, he sent me some question for Dark Art, and it's always some thing that I always laugh and go, I don't know. Some funny question.
I think there was one about the X-Men versus Obnoxio the Clown that he bought for $3.
That was one.
Yeah, and he's like, "How is this being sold for $3?" And I recall seeing a short box of that book a long time ago of multiple issues of that, so I cannot imagine it's a real expensive one.
That's why it's not worth anything, because literally everyone I knew bought that when it came out. It's just one of those things. It's like the Haktua girl, right? It's like, hey, everybody thinks that's really funny for like a month, and then you're sitting on those things forever. There he is, Walker Young, old man.
Am I good?
Yeah, you sound good.
That's a lot better.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I at first, so the first time I was on my iPad and then that didn't work. So then I switched to my phone and then my phone started not to work. So then I switched back to my iPad. And when my iPad's not eventually not going to work, I'm just going to switch back to my phone.
All right. I like the bounce back.
Walker, it'd be funny if every time you left and came back, you had a different, like a new blanket on. Like you just get covered in blankets.
Another blanket. Another blanket.
This is Walker Young for 2027.
Yeah, exactly.
The blankets have taken over.
Oh, he's getting glitchy again. Let's hear him talk.
I'm here.
Okay, awesome.
Is it weird?
No, it's good. You're good, dude.
Okay.
No more than usual.
So should we talk about the discount rack at the AIT booth? What do we got? What's on display this year?
Oh, you mean our stuff that we have just kicking around?
Yeah,
I found a very interesting offering. I have some old models from the old days. And so from Return of the Jedi, I have all the small, it's like 1/44th scale, single ships, like the X-Wing, B-Wing, Y-Wing, A-Wing, and some other shit wing. I don't know. There's 5 of them. Two of them are sort of started to get snapped together, but they're all still going to be $20 each, and everybody should be happy to get it. But the best one is I have an Aurora Superboy and an Aurora Tarzan, which are off the sprues, and I noticed that each one is missing a small piece. So in Superboy, half of Crypto is missing, and in Tarzan, half of like the lion or something he kills is missing. So they're not the main figure things, but also those are like $200 kits in the shitty condition they're in. And
we're gonna have another replay of the Space 1999 of last year, which was like my favorite. The one guy having like a heart attack.
Like, really? I can have this for like $20.
It was $20. That's what I'm gonna do with those.
That's awesome.
So because they're missing a part, but it's a who cares part. So do you want it? I don't care. $20.
I love it. I love it.
So I got some of that stuff. Also, Walker and I have been collecting our Rufus Teague barbecue bottles. I don't know if you guys have listened to us talk about Rufus Teague has a sauce, but it's a very good. We endorse this as a commercially available barbecue sauce.
It's very good.
Is it in glass?
Yeah. It's a little too spicy, which is what I love about it. And it makes really good barbecued chicken tenders. You can throw it on a hamburger instead of ketchup and mustard. It's really good. Anyway, we go through one of those bottles every 5 days or so. And I noticed that the labels just come right off. Like they're made.
Just throw in hot water and just.
You don't even have to do that. Like you can. It helps. But you don't. It's made to just come right off, and it's not that paper stuff that it just started. If you with a little care and even pressure across, it comes right off. Oh, that's Walker again. I bet.
Sorry, the cat was running around.
Anyway, and we wash them, and I think we have about 8 or 10 now. So I was like, I don't know what we're doing with those, and so then I eventually thought, hey, you know what? Let's bring some to San Diego. Just tell that story and see what people do, because Like it's the kind of thing that you just never know. Somebody will go, "Oh my god, I've been looking for this exact thing to hold my beans."
It's true.
It's really good.
My wooden bean collection that you never know.
I like the bottle. Make stuff gooder.
Yeah, that's cool. It's funny. I just pinged Lauren. I just shared a link to Lauren. I was like, hey, if you see this, buy this. I don't know what it is. But barbecue sauce is always good, so I'm always down.
What flavor do y'all like rock with the most?
Just the original. I haven't even tried the other kinds. The other kinds are like in my way. There's just
is it the blazing hot? Is that the one you guys get?
Yes, blazing hot.
Okay.
Remember I said it's a little too hot, but that's what I like about it. It's just
perfect.
It's just it tastes like, even though it's obviously commercial because every bottle tastes the same, it's just kind of genius because it tastes like somebody's making it in their backyard, and it's all just 100% marketing made up. It's two white guys who made up their own barbecue sauce, but they're like, no, we need a little shtick. And they make up a little thing, and they weren't shy about it. They're like, no, that's our marketing shtick, everyone. And they're like, there's no gotcha on somebody when they go, yeah, that's what we did.
What we did. Yeah, exactly. That's so cool.
I'm trying to see which one. I'm like, I like the gold, the O Heat. I probably have to get for Jez because it's like that kind of not. Fine boozy sweetness, maple. Hell yeah.
Walker, you should go into the fridge.
I should get them. I was thinking
20 feet away and see.
This is now a barbecue podcast.
Yeah, this is Dork Court barbecue edition.
What's really funny, one of the Dork Treks that Price and I did near the end, I started talking about this, and he's like, like, no, dude, you don't understand. This is really good stuff.
Those bottles are
bigger than I thought they were.
I thought they were little things. Yeah,
I was like, no wonder you're going through them so quickly. But Jesus,
hey, wow. But
yeah, very
take
cool.
out the one that's in the fridge that has the label on it, so we can tell.
Mark
what the name of it is.
That would be smart, wouldn't it?
I don't care about the 900 empty ones we got. All right, there we go. What's it say? Oh, he's frozen. Well,
I need closure on.
I'm frozen.
Oh, okay. No,
you're put it up one more time.
You're good. All right,
what's
it say?
Run it downstairs.
Oh, that's the not hot one.
Get closer.
Yeah, touch of heat. Touch of heat.
Touch of heat. Okay.
There we go.
So there's one called Blazing Hot, which apparently is hotter than that.
Yeah, you just want the touch of heat. That's the good one. All right.
That is cool. Good. Well, listen, you're exactly right. You throw a couple of those bottles on the table, I guarantee someone grabs them.
Yeah, that's just the kind of thing my mother would be like, I brought Larry here to get some Star Trek press kit thing here.
She's like, I can repurpose it for my homemade gin.
Yeah, well, no, it would be something idiotic like, 1/6 thimble collection or something.
Nice.
Scale macrame, dream catchers or something. I don't know what Chris was talking about here, but that's awesome. Kit bashing some genetic experiment model. I don't know what he's talking about, but
I think when you were talking about when you were breaking apart get your snap together kits.
Okay.
Yes.
But no, I don't think you were making anything with the broken pieces that you weren't using.
I was not.
All right, random thing I saw people complaining about online today, which I thought was pretty funny. So at the end of the one Avengers movie, every single person is there. Every Avenger is at the Robert Downey Jr. funeral. Black Panther, no Avengers are at the Black Panther funeral.
Okay. Damn.
So people are up in arms like, so
they'll show up for Iron Man, but
Black Panther dies and no Avenger shows up for the funeral?
But did they? I thought they had a line about that.
Did they have a line about it?
That Wakanda didn't want anybody
outsiders
there or something. Yeah.
See,
am I making that up? It seems like that would be easy, and that's the explanation. It's like
that would make sense. Also, it's like rituals and stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like they weren't
Also-
there when he got his powers originally. Like Tony Stark
Yeah.
wasn't on the friggin' waterfall dancing.
Yeah. Also,
Huh.
contracts,
Interesting. The first thing I type in is like, why no Avengers at T'Challa's funeral? And the response that I get back, this is the one that it's feeding. It says, those select
Racism.
few that knew, racism. That's all it said. Those select few that knew T'Challa as more than the Black Panther aren't around anymore. T'Challa was close to Natasha Romanoff, who is dead. She's also friends with Steve Rogers, but he's gone. So really, no one knew him that was an Avenger. I don't know. Is that accurate?
I guess that
Yeah, I
makes
guess so.
sense, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
guess
and who
Bucky
else
should
is,
have been there.
but yeah.
I don't know. I want to see Thunderbolts. I want to see Harrison Ford. I want to see Marvel movies again because I care.
Okay, I have someone that broke down this question because it must be going crazy on the internet. Tony's dead. Nat is dead. Clint only knew him for a few days. Thor is technically in space. Cap doesn't exist. Hulk doesn't go to Wakanda. Vision has no idea because you have no idea where Vision is. No Wanda. They don't know who Spider-Man is, with the exception of Tony.
It all makes sense.
Falcon is wanted in Wakanda for freeing Zemo. Bucky is wanted in Wakanda for freeing
That's right.
Zemo.
That makes sense.
And then it just says, I think Ant-Man is an ant at the time. in continuity, he's like, doesn't, right? He's like stuck in.
Yeah.
And then technically, T'Challa only had 4 interactions with the rest of the Avengers. Civil War, where he bonded with Cap and Bucky. Infinity War for 1 day. Endgame for 1 day. And Tony's funeral is also 1 day. So 4 days of bonding.
Crazy.
All right. Well, I'm happy that there was a rational reason for it.
All right. That came full circle. Thank you. All I had to do was a little research on my own, but I wanted to do it with you all on screen. So that's better.
I'm really going to have one of those USCSS Corbalon hats from San Diego. And if they are giving those out like they gave out the Wayland Industries one back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm on my 3rd one, so we're going to need at least 3 of those.
100%. I will be on the hunt, and if I have to buy them off of someone as they're walking away, I will do that.
Yeah,
we will get them.
Just start screaming, and I'll help you tackle the guy.
Yeah, I'm putting. Here's the thing. Just like when you go to Alameda and you have to kind of put out into the world what you want to find. We're doing that now. We want to find the alien Romulus hat at San Diego Comic-Con, or we want to know someone who has them that is willing to part with them. So putting it out into the world, and it will happen. It will happen.
How many fringe fedoras did you get, Steve?
Only 2. But I was right there when they were handing them out, ironically, because that's when I was taking those pictures. And Anna Torv was is that her name?
Yeah.
No, she was on stage. I'm taking pictures, and then all of a sudden, the person right here is like, "Hey, you want a fedora?" And then all of a sudden, it was like the mass insanity.
Yes, we do want fedoras.
Free shit, yeah.
So let's see. Romulus will be there. Feig is going to be there announcing a bunch of stuff. Also, the rumor is that the Brave New World trailer is getting dropped the beginning of next week to hype into Comic-Con. There's also supposedly a rumor that there's another version of the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Another version with other stuff.
It comes out during Comic-Con. So I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, that's not good.
He just
Feig cut you off.
Yeah, whatever you were gonna say,
I will not be silenced except
you
when
got
they cut
censored by Marvel, man.
Yeah.
They also announced an Alien Romulus popcorn bucket, which is the popcorn bucket, and then the what's the one alien? The one alien like around the outside, like the one that
one of those.
The face hugger. Sorry, my brain couldn't think of what it was. Trying to think of what else I read.
It's getting really funny on the movie prop stuff because everybody's trying to sell their alien things, but like, the movie's from 1979, and so some guy gets some, resin, NECA cast thing from 1996 and goes, "Oh, this is from the movie," and like literally everyone goes, "No." And people get really angry, and it just cracks me up. It's
they're like, "No, it's not," because I'm actually looking at the one from the original right now.
Well, everybody knows where this stuff is, right? And nobody's heard of you, and so maybe, like, if your last name is Dan O'Bannon or something, I don't know, but like, you have to. You can't just show up and go, "Hey, look what I got," because I have a suit in my office that looks like something that walked off the set. It isn't. I would never say that it was, because everybody knows that Bob Burns has the one that mine looks like. And that brings us to Angry Girlfriend. Sometimes you just make a replica of something cool. What are you going to do?
Did you try to CGC online or no? You were mentioning that the other day.
Yeah, between that and I was going to try to get the Corberland things, and I feel like you've done a lot for this Comic-Con. I'm kind of ended up coasting this last week. I'm going to fill up the air in the tires, just make sure I have everything. I don't know. I had a little problem with installing a font of all things, right? And so then I just was like,
for the patch.
Yeah. And so I'm like, who cares? I'll deal with that when I get back. If I find it.
I think we'll find the hat.
I hope so. If they're smart, they'll be giving them out.
Yeah. What studio is that?
Well, 20th Century Fox, but I guess that's Disney too now, right?
4 days ago, people were talking about it in, where were they? Oh, somebody's making them already.
Who?
I don't know. I'm looking in.
Please let me give them the money.
Oh, it's your favorite prop place, so I will not even mention it a lot.
Oh, the RPA?
Yeah. What is this? And someone off of Instagram is also. Oh, that's someone tweaking the. I guess in Romulus they're wearing the. How do you say it? Seiko? SEIKO. What's that company? They're wearing the TV watches.
Yeah.
So now everyone's on like a scramble because someone caught a glimpse of that in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
So now everyone's like on a mad dash to kind of find those watches.
That's
80s,
cool.
So silly.
What's that?
I'm looking it up now. It's like rare 80s watch featured in Romulus.
Oh, is it? See, exactly. Yeah. But that's how it always works, man. That's how it always is. You got to be first. You got to be first to the game.
Actually, this is kind of a cool watch. I wouldn't mind rocking this.
Are you going to share?
No.
Son of a...
It's a friggin' Reddit.
Oh, hold on. I'll do it.
Here, allow me.
Well, I got it up, I think.
I'm all like hypnotized by my own Google search.
So they caught it in a scene. And it's that.
Oh, it's the one with the screen?
What's that?
It's the one with the screen on it?
That's what this watch is.
Yeah.
This watch right here is this one right here. Except this part here, right here, it looks like it's connected, but that's the power. Because this thing, if I remember correctly, I'll stop sharing. If I remember correctly, that watch, that like the battery life was like 2 seconds. But
You could probably pop that thing open and put a new battery in it nowadays, right? That's got to be kind of easy to do.
I mean, people do that with the iPods now. What is that? 83 the watch, that TV watch? Holy Jesus! Do you see what they go for?
What?
No,
like over $1,000.
Well, cool.
Was that before or after this whole bullshit?
Well, it does. Let me see what they say.
No, I can see 80s Seiko watches. Yeah, absolutely.
With like a little screen on it. That's pretty badass.
The one that's currently $90. I mean, I'm sorry. The one that's currently $900 has 44 watchers on it. That's pretty cool. All right. Well,
you can watch Tenet on it the way
this is cool. Yeah, this is cool because that is something that I will definitely like make a mental note of, because you know where we'll find that?
Alameda. Yeah.
100%.
This is this is like Mark would say, like, how do you know that? Like the weird shit about the calculators and stuff for the lightsabers. And I told Walker that enough that like he's like, oh no, I know how you know that stuff because you come across some weird thing, and it's like, no, now that's what we're looking for at Alameda. And now we can add that to the list.
We add the Psycho. Would you say Psycho? Seiko TV watch. T001. Very cool. By the way, I also want to put out in the world, Mark found a VHS recently that I know that.
Oh,
do you have it at hand that you could grab it?
Yeah.
You should.
The back to school one?
The back to school one. Yeah.
We'll keep talking.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know you could still hear us. I didn't want to, talk bad about you.
Yeah. So eBay's got those things for like $800-900.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'll find one. I'll take that back.
It's very Star Trek though. They have this big pouch that has the tuner for the channels on it.
Yeah. Like you kind of wear that in your pocket.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. So we went to a junk store and Mark found a sealed copy, but it's weird because it's not like your normal sealed copy of something. Okay. It's a sealed copy with 2 movies on it. And is it the trailer for Seize the Day and the full movie of Back to School?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, we found that like this movie, like first off, I just want to put it out there. Mark was going to leave it. And I was like,
oh no, not Back to School.
I was like, you got to buy it because what's the guy going to charge you? Like 50 cents for it? And then we looked online and honestly, I did some research. It's so rare what Mark found. And the fact that he found it sealed is like nuts.
Right.
It's like, but it perpetuates this idea in my head that all of this stuff is still sitting out there waiting to be found on a table. It's like everything. These watches, another Nostromo thinking cap. It's all there. I'm telling you, it's all there.
So are you gonna tell your story, or are you gonna keep that for your last thing, the poster you got?
Oh, I can. Yeah. So like the fact that you guys weren't in, man. But the fact that you guys weren't there, it's kind of like the part that's depressing. But yeah, last time I'll grab it because the picture makes it better.
The big reveal.
Keep you informed. Whatever is vibrating is still vibrating every 10 seconds. Don't know what it is. It's driving me crazy.
You're hearing you're vibrating again?
Yeah. So when I get the sledgehammer, it hasn't stopped. It's been buzzing the entire time we've been.
Does it happen all the time, or just when your computer's
just in the past hour?
Maybe it's just maybe you have a mental tick that you can't get rid of.
Maybe it's the beating of the infernal heart.
Oh no.
Well, anyway, last Alameda flea market. No one was going to go this week, which is fine. But as I was there, a lady who sold dishes and china, which never sells at any of these things, actually had an original Star Wars poster there.
Is it weird that it's rolled? Like, shouldn't it have been folded, or did they not?
Yes, 1,000% weird that it's rolled, because that is not common.
And it's cardstock.
And it's cardstock, which means it's like, for one thing to be an original, we confirmed it. Me and Larry did a little research, and I measured it. It is 27 by 41, so it's legit the size. And the little monikers on it
got
has
all the right numbers.
So it's like not the original. So if the original is like what, version 1, this is version 1B.
But still like old from like the original.
Some collectors call that the second version.
The second, or this, yeah.
1B.
Well, no, because isn't there a variation to that though?
Yeah, I think yours is the second version of
the original
1A. Yes.
Some lady had it on her table for $100. I definitely was not the first person to walk past it. I definitely wasn't the first person to offer her money for it. Yeah, version 2, I guess. Yeah. And I said, how about $50? She goes, yeah. And I was like, and you can keep the hangers, because she had it clipped with hangers hanging on the side of her.
Though.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm like,
we should put thumbtacks through it.
Yeah, that's what Mark wants me to do. But anyway,
I think that's awesome.
But again, it just reiterates this idea that it's out there in the world. That's the
one bit I got kind of all excited about, and even I was like, wow, I hope that this is true, but it seems so unlikely. But dude, if we don't live in ground zero for this unlikely shit for Star Wars, right? Like, it's not non-zero that this lady's aunt was somebody that worked at, Kerner Optical in San Rafael and just ended up, because the thing that we heard about, the thing that I uncovered about the second one on cardstock that was rolled, that like maybe 100 made it out. And that just seems so unlikely that in 2024 it's going to be just on some dish lady's table. But on the other hand, why not, right?
It's just like when we found the Nostromo hat, like in a pile of like crap hats.
I get that though. That was a commercially available thing. It was just, we knew what we were looking for, right?
Sure. Okay.
This is like there's only 100 of them, if that. And it seems like crazy, but then on the other hand, you have it.
It's right.
If all of that's true, you have one of them, because that's
real.
That's as legit as legit can be. That's just a crazy story. That's all.
Well, like I said, that was when and you're probably right, because us being in like the ground zero of where this stuff lives, or at least resides, because like, what was it, a couple months ago when I watched the guy was just like emptying out boxes, and it was like bagged Star Wars ones.
Yeah.
Remember, like, I mean, the fact that's, and it was like, you could tell that the entire guy's, what he was selling was out of a storage unit of boxes of someone that collected science fiction stuff from like 1975 to like 1980. And then that's all it was. It was all like Star Trek stuff and original Star Wars stuff. It was just nuts. But I guess it's just to the idea that stuff still is out there is just so crazy to think. Anyway.
Love it.
It just gives us something to do. I get a little charge out of it. It's kind of cool. And it is a little weird though to see something and it's like, oh yeah, that's from when I was in college, which was 40 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, it's funny because it always, like, whenever I find something interesting there, or we collectively find something interesting there, it's always like there is still this element of like, there is like the diehard collector that is like looking and searching for this stuff all the time.
Okay.
And they're just not going to the place where where some of this stuff could actually be. It's like they perpetually go into like, they're going to go to the convention. They're going to go to that one toy store that they know of, or they're going to overpay a tremendous amount on eBay for it. Or then it's like, you know, if you're into the hunt, what it used to be to like get comic books, you know what I mean? Like, when I think about it, like, as I was talking with my mother's friend about, she was looking at my book and she was like, I remember when you worked at the video store. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I liked working at the video store because it was like, you'd work at a different store and they'd have different movies because not every store had the same movies. And again, this is before Amazon and eBay, where it would be like, oh, I want this movie, blah, blah, blah. I have it delivered to my house tomorrow. You know, there was a little more element of the hunt, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's lost on a lot of today. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old man.
I think you're all right, but I think they don't care because, you know, they're like, yeah, okay, old man. I've just watched 3 things while you were bellyaching about that.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So their consumption is just at a different level and speed, right? They're just doing the wide and shallow instead of, you know,
deep and narrow
and deep. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I said it the other way. Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. So you got to watch the new ACOLYTE episode. So then you can.
I'm totally down with it. I don't understand why fans are going, this sucks. I'm like, no, you suck. I'm not even engaging with those people. If you don't get what they're doing, I don't care what you say about anything.
So you saw did you see the clip I shared though with you?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess my thing is, my interpretation of that clip was she, and again, spoiler alert, but was she going to do something? She was about to do something good.
No, she was just kind of like under the fence. Because
when she started forming into what she was forming into.
Yeah, yes. I don't know. I have to watch it. I can't tell.
Yeah. You watched it, right, Mark?
Yes.
The episode.
It's the Jedis inserting themselves in a situation they shouldn't be there. And they just made things worse by being there. It agitated a situation that just didn't need to be agitated. Because again, the Jedi feel like they know right from wrong. Their way is the best way and the only way. And other people are like, well, you don't own the Force. The Force is for everybody. We could do it however we want to do it. Just because it's the way that you think that it should be done and handled doesn't mean it's the right way. And that's basically these guys came into this like witch's den, and they were like, "You're endangering these kids," and they're like, "Who are you to fucking tell us what you know?"
All I know is that the Wookiee Jedi is in this episode, so that's what I want to say. So even if that's all
and he's pretty badass too. He goes all out.
If all I get is like 8 minutes in totality of 8 full episodes of like some Wookiee Jedi, because I know me and my cousin Ronnie definitely had when we played with our Star Wars, we definitely had a Wookiee that was a Jedi for sure. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
So like Filoni with his other Boba Fett figure,
his other Mando,
we had a lot of Chewbacca figures. So
what a Wookiee.
Yeah. What Wookiee Jedi action? Yeah, I heard it was pretty good in this episode. So that
WJA.
Hopefully, I can get my family to watch that.
All right,
Yellowstone. Yeah, thanks everybody. That was awesome.
Yes,
it's funny. It was like 1,000 degrees an hour ago, so we put the air conditioner on, but I think we just put it on too late because now the house is just hot. Than it was, so I'm just like sitting here sweating, and I'm like, this is not working.
Oh.
And that buzzing is still buzzing.
Maybe the buzzing is the air conditioning.
No.
Oh yeah.
You know what you should do? You should unplug electronics.
Nah, I'll tear the whole house apart with a sledgehammer. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
So, question: do we do a preview Dork Court before next week, before leaving for Comic-Con?
Yes, is next.
He'll be around.
Oh, next week's not leaving for Comic-Con, right?
No, next week
I'll
is
be back. I'll be back
next
from
week.
LA.
Okay, I was gonna because I know you're traveling a lot, so let's shoot for another one next week, and
next Thursday.
You guys will all be caught up on ACOLYTE, and maybe I will have watched the whole thing, and I'll let you know.
Maybe.
Excellent.
But I'll definitely. I think the Captain America trailer is going to get leaked, so I'm on it. So if it gets leaked, you'll see it. I'll grab it. So
also watch Hacks. Oh my god, that show's great.
What show?
Oh, interesting.
Hacks. Yeah, it's on.
HACS.
We just finished season 3, and that it gets all the accolades as you would expect because it's perfect. But the soundtrack to that show is it slaps.
No.
Very good music selection.
I enjoy it.
Oh, interesting. All right, I will love it. Add it to the list, gentlemen.
All right, Knuckleheads. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks all for listening.
Bye.
Everyone will pretend to click